ASMballeR here, and today I am back with another video. In today's video, we are going to be doing another predictions video on some games. I'm gonna do games that are tonight's games, and well, actually, since I'm posting this tomorrow, I'll do the next day's games and the days after that. I'll make sure to be more specific next time, but I obviously can't do tomorrow's games because tomorrow's games are going to be games you guys are seeing beforehand. So, we're going to do, for you guys, tomorrow's games and the days after. So, hopefully that should be a little fun. Also, my neighbor, yes, the famous neighbor, decided to do laundry at 2 in the morning. So, if you hear a little buzzing, some sort of weird noises coming from upstairs, I do apologize. That's my life. I have not even found a good time to film in the past almost 4 years of making YouTube videos. Still can't find a good time to film. So anyways, make sure you guys drop a like on the video if you want me to continue doing these predictions videos. I like them. I like talking about different teams. Maybe your favorite team, your favorite matchup, a good rivalry going on, things like that. Definitely let me know down in the comments, and liking the video, of course, and also subscribe to the channel. You guys are doing amazing. Like, I really hope, like, I'm telling you guys, 10k subs, I'm doing a big giveaway. Like, you guys think I'm capping, you guys think I'm lying, 10k subs, it is going to be a good giveaway, multiple winners this time, not just one. I pinky promise, pinky promise. But anyways, again, like to subscribe. Let's jump right into tonight's video. Okay, so these are going to be games for January 29th, Friday, so tomorrow for you guys, and it's Saturday, the 30th for you guys, which, dude, we're already done with January. Like, what the heck happened? I feel like Christmas wasn't that long ago, and that's really sad. I always hate going, like, past the holiday season. That's, like, my favorite time of the year, like, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Like, after that, it gets very sad. But anyways, so for tomorrow, for you guys, not for me, but the first game of the night, we have the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Washington Wizards. That could be a pretty good matchup. I know the free Bradley Beal sort of fandom is happening all across Twitter and probably every social media platform. I'm pretty sure, I think it was trending at some point in time over the past week or so, like, free Bradley Beal. Like, there's a video of Bradley Beal on the bench, like, just so distraught on what's happening in Washington, which I believe as well. You have Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. You have Denny. Thomas Bryant is hurt now, but when he was playing, they were still playing pretty bad. You have Rui now, which I think would help, but I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's just a bad bench. I don't know if it's just, you know, the duo of Russell Westbrook. I don't know why I keep saying it funny. Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal aren't good, but it looks like it's not working out there. So, you know, does Bradley Beal jump ship to, you know, a Lakers, a Miami Heat, a different team like that, or do they somehow cope together and sort of make a play-in for the playoffs, or even make it a seeding, 7th or 8th? I'm not entirely sure, but very possible. I'm giving this game to the Hawks. The Hawks are playing better now. I think they're definitely over the whole John Collins fiasco that sort of happened, and I think they're starting to look a little bit better. Let's hope that sort of continues on, since their youth is probably their biggest downside. I think it's starting to help them out, being better now, so I think they get the W. We now have the Pacers and Hornets. Obviously, I'm going to take the Pacers. The Pacers are playing very well right now, even without Caris LeVert, which it seems like everything is fine with him. Apparently, it was something very bad that he had, and apparently they got it all figured out very well. So that's really nice that they got Caris LeVert hopefully coming back sometime this season. We'll have to see. But Sabonis, Miles Turner, DJ Warren, Brogdon, Sabonis are looking really good. Malcolm Brogdon for sure. And Hornets, we talked about them in my not last video, because yesterday was a double upload, which again, if you didn't see, double upload yesterday. The videos before that, we did a grading, and the lot is happening to them, dude. We have the Cavaliers and the Knicks. Wow, Cavaliers and the Knicks. The Cavaliers have been on a very good run as of recently. They're definitely a team to be looking out for, definitely being that sort of hot team in the NBA right now. Obviously, besides the Utah Jazz, obviously beating the Nets and different teams like that. I think they also won. Yeah, they beat Detroit pretty evenly today, and they're 2-2 right now. Not 2-2, sorry. They're 9-9 right now, which makes them 6th right now in the East. A game back of being the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference behind this Boston Celtics. So that is so crazy. I think they are definitely on a hot streak, and I think they will fan out sometime soon. But they do have a pretty easy schedule coming up, so they could even get up a little bit higher up in the standings within the coming weeks. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a rain on their parade, because I think I'm going to pick the Knicks to play very well in this game. So I'm picking the Knicks to pick up the W. We next have the Kings and the Raptors. It's pretty interesting how the Kings and the Raptors are on the same level playing field nowadays, because they're both, well, the Kings are 7-10 and the Raptors are 7-11, so they're kind of the same. But I think the Raptors are starting to figure it out a little bit more, so I'm going to give this one to the Raptors. The Kings could definitely easily win this game for sure. I mean, dude, I have no idea what's happening to these guys. It says here that OG Anunoby is to be determined, and Patrick McCaw's out, which really sucks. So, I mean, if OG plays, I think they'll definitely have a better chance of winning. But hey, man, if he doesn't play, Sacramento definitely has a good chance. But I'm gonna say if it's to be determined, I'm gonna assume he's gonna play. And let's just say he does play. I'm gonna give it to the Raptors. They're just a deeper team, better team. Even though I do really like, y'all know I love the Kings. For some reason, I think it's only because they're the next closest team to my area. Obviously, Portland Trailblazers, then Sacramento's the next closest team. Obviously, there's no team in Seattle, or I guess maybe Salt Lake would be close to. I actually have no idea how close that is to Portland. I'm not entirely sure, but I've been to a Sacramento Kings game before. I almost went to a Golden State Warriors game, but as you guys know, those tickets are stupid expensive. I feel so bad for you Golden State Warriors fans. Those tickets are pricey. We next have the 76ers going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. No duh. I'm giving this to the Sixers. Again, like besides the Utah Jazz, the 76ers are probably the next hottest team in the NBA. They just hit a game winner against LeBron tonight, last night for you guys. That was crazy. Tobias Harris finally is stepping up into his sort of contract, the third role player on the team, which they desperately needed. And if Tobias Harris can be that consistent, 20-ish, 15-ish point per game scorer, but can explode for big games, dude, I don't know. That was really the only thing that was really holding back the Sixers. Well, obviously, besides like shooting ability, which they have now, bench depth it's still questionable, but isn't as bad as it used to be. And Tobias Harris was also the big question of the team, and obviously coaching, which they have a new coach. So if Tobias is checked, the coaching is checked, shooting is checked off. It really comes down to obviously the bench and the play of Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, which is looking pretty good right now. Obviously, Joel Embiid is MVP conversations right now, so obviously I'm giving this game to them, even though Karl Towns is still out with, I think, COVID, which really sucks, and also D'Angelo Russell is out as well. The Minnesota Timberwolves are taking their lives away. I think it's because they might. Do you guys think they're taking on purpose? Because the Warriors own the Timberwolves pick, but that pick is top 3 protected. So I think if the Timberwolves get a top 3 pick, it stays with the Timberwolves. But if it's a lottery pick, it goes to the Warriors. So I think they might actually be. Well, they're obviously not doing it on purpose. Obviously, Karl Towns is sick, and D'Angelo Russell's hurt, but I'm pretty sure they're not worried because they want to get either a really bad pick or be really good. They're obviously not going to be really good, so they want a really good pick. So they're probably going to tank a lot of the season. We have the Clippers and the Magic, giving it to the Clippers. The Magic suck now. I don't know what happened. They started off really hot, and now they're ice cold. They might go on another hot streak, and they might go really cold again. That's just sort of how the Magic play. And then the Clippers are still sort of a forgotten team. I feel like I don't really hear a lot about them anymore. I know last year they were the talk of the town, being the sort of the already crowned champions, and then losing because everyone's talking about the Lakers are still on top, and the Nets big three, and the Sixers are looking good, and blah 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 blah. I feel like the Clippers are sort of like looking kind of the odd man out, which is really weird. I think they're still my pick for the championship this year, but guess we'll have to see. We have the Brooklyn Nets and Thunder picking the Nets, even though the Thunder are actually playing pretty well with Shea and all those young guys are actually looking pretty good and really well developed. I still don't think they have enough to beat the Nets though. We have the Nuggets and Spurs. Wow. You want to talk about a sleeper team, dude? The Spurs are just... What is wrong with them? What is wrong with them? Y'all know I am first in line CEO, president of the Spurs Need to Tank bandwagon. I feel like they needed to do that 2-3 years ago, but they still haven't. They are still trying to make the playoffs, which is super weird. Obviously having, DeJounte and Derek White and Kendall Johnson, like, their young guys are looking good, but they could be looking better with, top picks from the past couple years, but they haven't done that. They're still trying to be good, which is really weird. I don't know if that's because they have Greg Popovich still. Maybe if Greg Popovich retires, that'll be different. I'm going to pick them to beat the Nuggets. There's another upset pick. I usually pick always just the best teams, but this is going to be upset. I'm going to pick the Spurs. And then last team was the Utah Jazz and Utah Jazz and the Dallas Mavericks, which might be the game of the night, game of the day. Wow. Well, only if, let me actually check, is Kristaps Porzingis going to play? Let's see. Yeah, he's going to play. I know Kleber is still out, but then Derek Favors is out, and Donovan Mitchell is also out for that game. So yeah, wow. This game could actually still be a little bit closer than what it seems. I know it's kind of weird. I was talking about Donovan Mitchell with someone from work, talking about it was so weird that Donovan Mitchell only had 9 points, but apparently it's because he had a concussion, so that kind of makes sense on why the Utah Jazz almost lost to the Knicks, but they still hold it together. But I think Dallas, I would hope Dallas, almost full strength with Luka and KP, can beat the Utah Jazz. So, dude, if Utah beats this team, bro, Utah might be my pick to come out of the West. Like, if they can beat a very good team of the Dallas Mavericks without Donovan Mitchell against Luka and KP in an almost fully healthy Mavericks team, like, I'm gonna go crazy. That's gonna be so weird. They're gonna be the team of the year, it seems like. So we have the Chicago Bulls and the Portland Trailblazers, which, if you know, Portland is struggling right now. I actually need to check. Is Robert Covington playing that game? Oh my god. I wish I could show you guys. I'm actually gonna take a screenshot of this and show you guys. The inactive list for Portland is just so crazy. And it's not like, oh, it's just a bunch of scrubs. These are all rotational players and starters from Portland. Derek Jones Jr., Rodney Hood, CJ McCollum, Yusuf Nurkic, Robert Covington, and Zach Collins are all almost all out of that game. So, if y'all want to say, wow, Portland is not that great, Portland this, Portland that, bro, give us a healthy team, and please just give us a healthy team. Anyways, I'm gonna give this one to the Bulls. Like, honestly, if the Bulls don't beat this Portland team, I am completely off the Bulls bandwagon. I have given up on them completely this year. If they cannot beat this team without, it's basically Damian Lillard out there with, second and third stringers, basically. If the Bulls can't do this, I feel very, 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 very bad for Bulls fans, because that's terrible. I'm picking the Bulls to win that game, though. So, we also have the Milwaukee Bucks and the Charlotte Hornets again. Charlotte Hornets again playing back to back. That's pretty rough. And also the Bucks are too. I'm picking the Bucks. I know I'm always picking the favorites, it seems like, but I don't really see the Bucks messing up this one too bad. Unless, again, if Giannis or Middleton sits, then it's a little bit more interesting. But still don't think it's that much of too big of an upset if that did happen. So I'm gonna pick the Bucks. Let's hope. We have the Kings versus the Miami Heat. Okay, finally some Miami Heat action. God, look at the same thing with the Miami Heat. Like, for Portland, Hero is to be determined. You have Dragic out, Butler out, Marcus out, Myers Leonard out. Like, these guys are all playable guys, and that's looking very, very, very rough for Miami. But Bam Adebayo is playing very well. He's probably going to be an all-star again this year. And sure, they don't have Tyler Hero, but Duncan Robinson seems to always play pretty well. I don't want to pick Miami just because they're Miami, but they are still a pretty good team still. I don't know which one would be the upset in your guys' opinion. Would Sacramento beating this Miami team still be an upset, or would Miami beating them be the upset? I'm going to pick Sacramento just because they're a little bit healthier, and I would assume they would probably win better. But hey, man, I probably trust Buddy Hield. Without them having Jimmy or Hero, I mean, sure, they could sick Iguodala on him, and maybe Buddy Hield will be a little under distress, but I doubt they would do that. It's Buddy Hield is definitely their best two-point shooter. He can definitely get off really fast, so I would bet on the duo of Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox to sort of win their game for this. So, and we have the Houston Rockets and the Pelicans. I am going to pick the Pelicans to win this game. The Pelicans, it says here, they don't have any injuries. They have no one out as of right now. Obviously, knock on wood, don't want to jinx them. But they should be winning these type of games. I know the last game, that was obviously a way tougher of a matchup against the Bucks, and that's why I picked the Bucks. But this one, they should win. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I'll say the Pelicans win. We have the Grizzlies and the Spurs. I think, yeah, Jaren Jackson's out, and Valanciunas and Winslow are out for them. I'm gonna give this one to the Spurs again. I think. How about this? If the Spurs lose against the Nuggets, they will come out and win big against the Memphis Grizzlies. If it's vice versa, it's vice versa. I think it's a win-loss. I think they might give one up and then take one back. Which one it is. Obviously, Ja's having a really good season this year, and Memphis by themselves are playing very well. Even when Ja was out, their role players are playing very well. But yeah, I think the Spurs are still going on a roll right now, and I'm gonna pick them up for the dub. Then, arguably the game of the day, we have the LA Lakers versus the Boston Celtics. Ooh, big time rivalry. That's a good game right there. Is Tatum gonna play this game? Let's see if it will load. Tatum comes back for this game. Ooh, my God. We still have Bridgerton out for the Boston Celtics, which is pretty bad. He's actually been pretty good for a backup guard. He's doing better than Jeff Teague, in my opinion. So, man, I think where is it? This is an away game for the Lakers. It is. It's at Boston. I think I'm gonna pick up the Celtics for this dub. I mean, actually, I don't know. Honestly, this entire game comes down to the inside defense of Tice and Tristan Thompson on Anthony Davis. It comes down to Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis can have a 30, 40 point game, I think the Lakers easily take this dub. If they don't, and it's a rough game for both of them, LeBron and AD or the whole team, I think it's definitely a Boston Celtic win. So it's really gonna come down to their inside defense, and God, I hope sometime during the season, trade deadline, free agency signing, I hope they really get a big man, because these 6'8" centers and power forwards they have, sure, it's nice to have that sort of switchability and capability of having that as a starting center against some of the sort of smaller centers of today's NBA, but dude, when you have Joel Embiid in your conference and just crazy monsters around the league like Anthony Davis and Jokic, you need to have like a 6'10", 6'11", 7-footer in the paint to help defend those type of guys. If you don't, it can be kind of rough, and that might come and bite them in the butt, in the playoffs and things like that, when obviously the Sixers are looking a lot better than they were last year. So hopefully they can pick one up sometime this season. But I think in this game, if everything just goes completely normal, versus the Dallas Mavericks. That would definitely be a pretty good game. I don't know if actually the Suns have any injuries. Oh, they do. They have Devin Booker out for this game. Oh God. Sarge and Payne. That's pretty rough. If that's the case, I'm giving this game to Dallas. They should win. Dallas should win this game, especially if they don't have Booker out. That's 30 points, right out the gate that you gotta make up for. And then you also have some other guys out, like obviously like Sarge and Cameron Payne, some role players that could definitely help out that team. I think obviously the Phoenix Suns with Chris Paul can definitely do anything because Chris Paul somehow is just a glue guy, just makes any team a lot better, which makes sense because he's one of the best point guards of all time for sure, like true point guards. Them and Ayton can get off to really good starts. I feel like they can definitely sneak off with a sneaky win, but this is a game that the Dallas Mavericks should win. I'm really waiting for that sort of, here we go, here are the Dallas Mavericks. Like, I'm sort of waiting for that moment for them, hopefully picking up these good wins against these good teams, sort of help increase their confidence a little bit, get Luka back on the MVP ladder and stuff like that. I think it'll definitely help them out a little bit more, and obviously just health-wise, hopefully they just stay healthy. And then the last game we're gonna be talking about, I know I can't do like an NFL football type thing where I can go through all the games for the week. It's just a couple games for a couple days. We have the Detroit Pistons going up against the Golden State Warriors, which Blake Griffin is out for this game, which again, pretty okay, I guess, for Detroit. I don't want to say this, but maybe Detroit plays better without having Blake Griffin out there. I mean, Jeremy Grant is looking really good for that team, and he might be their best player as of right now. Obviously, Derrick Rose is playing it very well, but we all know Derrick Rose, just like Bradley Beal. I feel like, free Derrick Rose is always being trending on Twitter and stuff like that, so that would be kind of cool to see something like that. And who do I pick to win? I think I'm just gonna obviously pick the Warriors. The Warriors are playing pretty good right now this year. Obviously with Steph Curry sort of getting his groove back, he's starting to look a lot more sort of like a 2016, 2015 Steph Curry, very more offensively focused, more ball dominant, more driven offensively than he has in past years. Which obviously, because not having Kevin Durant on your team and Klay Thompson healthy, sort of makes sense. He's sort of more. I sense a little bit more of a pre-2016 Steph Curry being revitalized, which is really cool to see. James Wiseman is also playing very well. Definitely a case for Rookie of the Year. Obviously, with the Hornets still being the Hornets, not being that great of a team, if the Warriors can sneak into a playoff spot, you take into consideration, team success with